Good morning and welcome to this new week's series of morning meditations. I'll say it again, I don't think it quite worked on Facebook. Well, good morning and welcome to this week's series of morning meditations. So what I'd like to do is work with sound this week, and specifically with using our own sound, and working with our chakras. And having done this before, in a series of workshops with Stuart Pearce, when it was really his final series of workshops in London quite a few years ago, and we did quite a bit of sounding, um, with the elements and with chakras, with our chakras as well. And I found that body really starts to vibrate very differently. It starts to vibrate at a faster rate, and things became very clear. It was, yeah, I became a bit more grounded. Things became a lot clearer as well, and my body felt a lot more alive. So sound is, I know for a lot of people it's really an area I didn't like going and be behind people, not really making much noise. But by doing this with me, you're at home, so it doesn't matter if you squawk or you squeak. It doesn't matter if you utter a little sound. You just go with what you can at that time. But the important thing is to actually make a sound, because you feel your body shifting as you do it. I mean, you get a slight shift anyway, because the sound will be coming through the speakers. But when you engage yourself, it enhances your senses, in a sense. It enhances your senses, enhances your connection with your body. It gives you a lot more insight into your body, and which part may need your attention, more of your attention, more of your sound. And perhaps if you find yourself breaking into words, go with it. So we're going to use the sounds which Stuart used as a starting point. And what we'll do is we'll sound them each 3 times. And I've got my chime here. It's very high, but we do an octave lower. If you can't manage with the start, with that sound, then at any time you shift your tone. You don't have, my tonal range is going to be very different to yours. So I would suggest that you really go with your flow. And what I'd really like you to do as well, when perhaps if you're doing it on your own, or if you're doing it now, or as we go through this week, my intention really is, well, there've been a lot of posts on Facebook questioning all sorts of things, questioning the safety of 5G, questioning the safety of vaccines, especially from certain sources and certain funders. So it really is, I'm questioning whether, as a starting point, I'm quite happy to use those sounds. I know that in yoga there's seed sounds and they're based on vowel sounds for each of the chakras, and I'm sure they're really brilliant. However, I know that people evolve at different stages, yeah, and we're at a point in our evolution where there is the possibility of, well, there is a chance that if enough of us make a decision that we want to live in greater alignment with nature and greater alignment with our spirit, then it's going to cause quite a jump in consciousness, and everyone's consciousness as well. If there are enough people, it's the 100th monkey effect. Yep, and that's been scientifically proven. If enough, it's been found that when in a group of monkeys, or when enough of a percentage of them, I can't remember if it's 11% or perhaps it's more, they learn how to do something, or they discovered something, somehow the rest of them telepathically, who had no knowledge or no, even regardless of where they were physically, they would somehow come into contact with this and come into a connection with it, and they would know how to do this, or they know whether it was okay to eat that or not. So perhaps it's not quite as simple as that. However, what I have realized with myself is that, as I evolve and I change, and I'm not like particularly special or anything, I'm just like you, I find that, perhaps the sounds need to change. When I've been working people with one-on-ones with gong and sound, don't always use the same sound. It might need to shift, and I follow my intuition. So you need to start to exercise that muscle as well for yourself, for your highest good. Because even though, some well-respected gurus or well-respected groups or well-respected teachers have said this is it, it may not apply to you anymore, especially after you've used it for a while. You may need to move on to other sounds. You may need to move on to other consonants. You may need to move on to other vowels, and you may need to do it more than 3 times. You may need to do it, you may need just once, and you might have to go out into nature and ground, or do it in nature. So, you know, when you start doing this kind of work, you start to realize that you have your own wisdom, you have your own guidance system, and it's so important for you to start to engage with that. I'm just here to, I mean, on the first week, we were doing, I can't even remember, we're doing just a series of guided meditations, yeah, for calm, peace, and unity, because there was a lot of worry and fear and anxiety. The second week was with gong specifically, because I find that can help to take us into a very calm state. It can really raise your vibration and take you out of anxiety if you sit in it for long enough and you persist with it for long enough. The third week was we were working with nature and honoring the animals and honoring the plants. Yes, did we do that for the... Anyway, I can't remember. And this week, it's really about... So the reason why I'm working with sound is because it's so direct. You can really feel the shift in your body. It's really direct. It's 15-20 minutes of doing this, 10 minutes of doing this, and you've taken yourself from a quite heavy, perhaps a worrisome and anxious state. It depends how deeply encroached you are. If you're really deeply encroached in it, then it will take quite a bit of practice to get you to move and to shift your vibration, so that you can see things from a clearer point of view, and you're not so stuck with your anxiety and whatever pain or suffering you have. So this week is really about the sound and using your own sound. That's why I said, if you find that the vowel doesn't work for you, go into a different sound. If the consonant doesn't work for you, go into a different one, or just go into the just if you are completely confused and you don't know what to do, or you can just follow me and we can experiment together. Okay, so this is all about investigating your body, seeing how the sounds work with those parts of the body, because your root chakra is going to be very much about the bottom of your spine, the perineum, the muscles, which are really, really important for I don't know a huge amount about muscles, but I know that when I was pregnant, having a strong set of perineum muscles was really, really, really important. And I didn't get backache from carrying Ola. It was only the last couple of weeks did I feel her really, was there pain at certain times, but not all the time. There was pain at certain times as she was starting to bear down at certain times. It was always in the about 6 o'clock, 5 or 6 o'clock. She was born just before 9 in the evening. And so those muscles are so important because it helps with your bladder, it helps with your anus, yeah, and it helps with the I think the health of those muscles helps with your sexual organs as well. So if these are out of whack, it can really cause havoc. You could have backache, lower backache. It's to do with issues with support, and it's very, very, very unpleasant. Yeah. So there'll be we'll be working with the last or final bits of the large intestines as well. Then when we come up into the sacral, it's going to be working with the sexual organs, and how the sound works with that, and how the sound there affects you. Then we go further up into, and that would also affect the kidneys too. And as we go up into the solar plexus, it's going to be liver, spleen, pancreas, small intestines, coming up into the stomach, and the ends of the kidneys at the beginning of the lungs, and the heart would be the lungs and the heart, the physical lungs, the physical heart, and also the thymus, and up into the thyroid, the throat, your larynx, your tongue, and third eye, pituitary gland, pineal gland. And I'm not working with the chakras beyond. What I'm doing really is working with your main chakras in the body, and we're also going to play with the earth star, which is the connection to the earth. Okay, your connection with earth. So I just feel that we really have to start sensing and working with that more. We're not just little, at the moment it's like this visual where lots of little people walking on earth but completely disconnected from nature. I think that I feel that I've really been called to work with my earth star chakra as I've started to have a greater connection with my feet and my legs, and the sensation on the soles of my feet and the connection to earth. So that's what we're going to investigate as well today, and tomorrow we will investigate a different chakra. So I'm going to sit down because it's easier with the way I've set the video up, but you may want to stand. Keep your back straight, keep your feet sort of at shoulder width apart, or whatever's comfortable. You don't have to maintain a yoga pose. Yeah, just make sure that your back is straight and you're comfortable. And have a glass of water ready, because sound is it just gets through everything. It just gets through bone, gets through muscle, gets through lymph. It's just another form of energy, but because it's so physical, the response is quite fast, and you don't have to be intuitive or psychic to feel it. Yeah, like if you're receiving energy healing, sometimes people may not feel it at first so strongly, but they may feel the effects of it. But with sound, it's really quite direct. Okay, so so for the root chakra, we're going to do the 7 first. It's Ho. The sacral is Hu. 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 Solar plexus Ho. Heart is Ha. The throat is Hei or Hai, I think. Third eye is Hei, and the crown is Ai. Okay, so we're moving from, when it comes to the crown, it's just pure vowel sound. And when we have finished with the crown, we're going to go down to the earth star. And I've been finding that Ma has been really good for me. Here we are. As I'm talking, I'm shifting stuff as well, probably in anticipation of all this work. Okay, so please do try to just join in, even if it's a little, if it's a little sound that you make, because it's just really important to feel this yourself as well. Okay, I just need something to hold my book down. Help. Okay, so take a few deep breaths. And as you do, as you breathe in, just connect to all the physical sensations that your body is relaying to you. Feel the heat on your skin. Feel your clothes on your body. Feel your butt on the seat and the pressure, and the weight on the seat. You can hear my voice, and you may want to keep your eyes open. Yeah? And what do you smell? You smell anything? I have their hay fever. But I can smell my incense. And what do I taste? Maybe a little bit of the thyme and honey tea that I had today, which is really good for throat, and really good if you've got a sniffle, a cold, or if you really got issues with, taken it a lot for coughs and colds. Thyme, a few sprigs of thyme, it can be dried or fresh, hot water, and a spoonful of lovely local honey if you have local honey. Let's start with an for the root. So take your focus to the base of your spine as you sound. And we're not going to do the visual. If you want to do the visual of seeing your chakra like a ball, and if you want to see it as red, go ahead. But we're just going to focus on the sound purely this time, okay? And the intention would be just to clear and transmute any old emotions, any old beliefs, any old thoughts which really do not serve us anymore, which are not in alignment with our high self or our highest good. So we're going to clear and transmute this with the sound. So for the base, so we go up a tone for the sacral. Doggy always, King always likes when I do sound, he always wants to sit on my lap. Ooh. If the tone doesn't work for you, use a different tone. But I'm just going up the scale from ho, hoo, ho, ha, hi, hey, I. So that's just about right for me. Okay, so sacral, to take your attention to the sacral, where your sexual organs are. solar plexus. And for the heart, for the throat, third eye. Just breathe. Just breathe. And just feel your body. Feel your body. Feel the response. Feel any physical response to the sound. And over the next few days, hopefully you'll gain a little bit more confidence and you may start to change. Maybe you break into song for each of the chakras, and perhaps that's what you might want to focus on. This is little king. So I don't know whether he wants to stay. Okay. Whether he wants to stay when I just need to shift my chair, little buddy. When we work with the Earth Star, because I need my feet on the ground. Hey, puppy. Okay, so let's just sit in this space for a little while because the sound went quite sonic. Okay, so just sit in the energy. And if you'd like to, with each breath you take in, you're bringing in more of your spirit. And it's flooding through your pineal gland, pituitary gland, center of your brain, into the pituitary gland, which is just behind the third eye, into your whole head, into all the brain. This comes down into the throat. So this is spirit, your spirit, and you can have whatever color you perceive. Perhaps it's gold, perhaps it's platinum, silver, rainbow colors, and it's flooding down, taking up all the space, inhabiting and entering all the cells in your body. Hello, puppy. Going into your heart, your lungs, your arms, your stomach, small intestines, liver, pancreas, spleen, small intestines, and then into the big intestines, your kidneys. With each breath that you take, the spirit is pouring into your body liquid light, liquid color. Kidneys, adrenals, sexual organs, into the whole skeleton, down the spine, down into all the nerves, lymph system, blood, veins, the arteries, down into the sexual organs, into all your hip bones, and it's run down the spine to all the bone marrow as well, all the tendons, all the joints, all the cartilage, all the collagen in the skin and the face, down, right down to the tailbone, and through all the nerves. And into the bladder, into your hips, perineum, anus, down the legs, down into the feet, and down into the Earth Star chakra, just about a foot below your feet, filling it with your light, your spirit, liquid light. Sweetie. Fills it. And you can allow it to be any color you perceive. Some people say it's a very dark, like an earthy color, but mine's kind of like turquoise and silver for some reason, and I'm kind of keeping it, allowing it to be whatever it needs to be. I'm gonna hop off. Bye bye. Thank you, King. He's always very supportive. So your energy goes down all the layers of the earth. It's gone into your Earth Star, so it's going from the Earth Star down into the center of the earth, where the great Mother Earth, welcomes us with open arms and takes us into her bosom. Receive whatever gifts you need from her at this time. And she sends her energy up as well, spiraling up, and just go with whichever colors you get. It too is liquid light. Liquid color, even if it's gray or brown or black, it doesn't matter. Those are the colors of our world as well. And it spirals up, enters the Earth Star, and then goes up into the feet, up the legs, into the hips, the bones, the muscles, nerves, lymph, blood, all the cartilage, all the joints, bone marrow, bones, up into the hips, bladder, sexual organs, perineum, base of the spine, your tailbone goes up the spine, all the way up to the base, to the occipital region, and through all the nerves. Sexual organs is coming up, so kidneys, lower belly is in the large intestines, small intestines, liver, kidneys, adrenals, spleen, pancreas, stomach, small intestines, lungs, heart, thymus, thyroid, throat, esophagus, whole of the face, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the teeth, ears, swirling round into the pineal in the middle of the brain, into all parts of the brain, up the brain stem, the amygdala, hypothalamus, front, both hemispheres, and then up through the crown. So connect with your heart. I've just felt lots of love from Mother Earth. Just lots of love, lots of support, lots of generosity and kindness. I mean, look at it, look at everything. It's bursting with life. That's generosity. I'm videoing at the moment, sorry. Can you give me 10 minutes, please? I'm videoing at the moment. Ooh. Yeah, I'm videoing, so you can't interrupt me. Okay, you can join in. This is my daughter who's got mock exams. Have you finished? Is that why you're coming down? Yeah. Well then, if you finish, then you can submit, can't you? I did. Good. So... No, go away. I'm doing my video. Don't interrupt me. Live? Yes, I'm live. Yeah, I told you I'm recording and I'm live. Here we are, kids. Wonderful. She's just come back from part of her Easter holiday with her dad, and they've gone straight. Her school has gone straight into mock exams, so she's had her first paper today. So sorry about the interruption. That's the glory of doing things at home with dogs and cats and children. So go into your heart. If you want to increase your love sensations, think of all your family, people you love, your animal companions you love. Think about the places, your favorite places in the world which you really love. And let that sensation grow in your chest. Feel it grow. So now I'd like you to take your focus to the space below your feet. Yeah, in the ground. You may perceive it as a sphere. Could be about this big. Could be about this big. Could be even bigger, depending on you. So feel into it. You may feel that when you do enough connection with each of your chakras and enough work with your body and your subtle bodies through your chakras and through sound, you may find that they may get bigger. And just go with it. You may find that the colors will change. If the colors of the 7 main chakras change, just go with it. I've perceived mine for quite some time, going gold and sometimes going white. So don't be fixed. That's why we have the teachings, the previous teachings, but we are moving, I believe we're moving on from that. So we really have to use our own intuition and our own inner wisdom and trust, no matter what anyone says. Okay, well, let me take it the wrong way. Well, who are you to tell me the results? I'm getting results in my body. So that's one way to know that it's working for you. I'm thinking differently. I'm feeling differently. Okay, I'm feeling so much lighter, better, more in tune with myself, more in tune with nature. My relationships are sweeter. So heart, feel the space beneath your feet. And we're going to sound, it's not too low, but the sound that I've been working with for myself, and go with it if you like. If you don't like it and you don't know anything else, then you can use the Om. Okay, it's got the consonant of the M, but it's an O, but that's fine. Mine is Ma. Okay, so connect with your heart and just also take your focus to the space to your feet and the space below your feet. take a few deep breaths. Just sensing and connecting with that part, with your feet and the area below your feet. Perhaps sensing your Earth Star chakra. So after the count of 3, we can sound and use whichever tone. Start with a low tone or a lower tone, and then you can go up a little bit if you like and go as high as you want. Just be guided by your own self. 1, 2, 3, take a breath. So 3 times. Up. So play with it. Play with going up a tone, up a semitone, down a semitone. It's like you're tuning. You're tuning your chakras. So just sit in that energy for a while. Just connect really strongly with your physical body and how it feels from this. Does it feel right? Just be aware of resistance. Resistance can sometimes make everything feel wrong because you don't want to go there. So, which is why I said then stick with the stick with one tone. This is just an example of what I'm doing as I'm working with myself. And as you can tell, it's easier for me to sound the slightly higher sounds. I can't really do the really low ones. It just doesn't come out as strongly. So when I was sounding the higher ones, it was much easier to get a different tone. But I also feel it's because those high ones need a slightly different sound. The low ones need a more grounded and a more simple sound, perhaps just one vowel. But go with it. If you find that your root needs different sounding, then go with it. So I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope that that has brought some benefits for you as well. I certainly feel quite a bit clearer. My hips feel a little bit looser, a little bit sort of lighter, which is really good. I did do a bit of stretching before starting this, and that was really good because I found that I had a crick in my shoulder, so that really was very helpful, sorting and putting that back into a better place. And you can always sound with when you're doing yoga on the out breath, you can just let out a sound. If it might help you to move into your pose, it might help to bring a vibration which your body needs. Okay, so I do offer one-to-one sessions. As you can see, we can do this over Skype or over Zoom, and the sound comes through even if it crackles. It doesn't matter if the recording or the streaming just suddenly stops. It just always comes through because it's the intention which is really important. Wait. So thank you very much for joining me. You can share this with your friends if you like. Tomorrow we're going to come up into the root. So this week we're really going to be working with the Earth Star, the root, perhaps the sacral. We'll see how far we get, but it's really the lower chakras that we're working with this week, because this is where a lot of fear and anxiety is caught. And also my intention is just to work more with a connection with earth, connection with nature. Okay, hence the Earth Star, and the heart as well. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to go and see what my little bunny is doing upstairs. And take care, and I hope you enjoy today in London. It's bright and sunny. It's a bit windy, so it's a bit chilly, but it's gorgeous. So thank you very much for joining me. I'm really, really honored. So see you tomorrow at the same time, and goodbye for now.